So we're looking at the valve to see where the pressure port is. It's labeled 1, and 2 is the output port that's going to the valve to drive it open or closed in normal state, just off the bottom of the screen, so it's normally closed in that condition. And here we're looking at the wiring going to the valve. The bottom two are 24 volt in, so it's just coming straight from a 24 volt power supply. And these next two are 24 volt analog in from the PXU RedLion control. So on the PXU RedLion there, you can see the top black white wire is 120 volt in, and the blue brown are the analog out, and then that's the thermocouple input at the bottom. So we're gonna first thing through, gonna reset this. It's gonna calibrate the position. So you're gonna press on the middle button for a little longer than 3 seconds, I think 3 to 5 seconds, and it goes into a calibration mode. And it takes a minute or two to do that. So you'll be able to watch the slide, the positioner slide, move up and down, and you'll hear the valve opening and closing to find its position. And while it's doing that, we'll go over the RedLion control. You can see the position slide there. You'll probably be able to see it move up or down. And also, if you look into the port on the valve, you'll be able to see it opening and closing. You should be able to see they're closed, and the plunger came down and closed the valve. So it's going through several steps of opening and closing, full open, full close for this calibration. And you can see the lights on the board. There's the light at the top of the board will indicate when it's all the way up. The light at the bottom of the board closest to the actuator when it's all the way down. Green light, the third light down, is the power light. And here we're looking at the control. So I'm holding down the display button to get it over to this run or stop. Change it to stop or run from right there. Run stop. From the display button, you hold, push down twice on it, and it's in stop mode. So we have it in stop mode while it's in this calibration, just to show you how the RedLion controls. It shouldn't affect the calibration. It should be able to do it with the controller on it as well. But we'll go into some of the RedLion features while it's calibrating the valve. So as you press the display, it scrolls through the options of what you want to see on the lower display. The orange is the upper, that's the process variable, the actual temp, and the green one is the set point. So I'm adjusting the set point up or down, depending on what I want to do with the up and down arrows. So in this case, it's going to be 90 degrees. We want the valve to open at 90. It has PID or on-off control. So the first time through, we're going to run it PID, and you'll be able to see the outputs driven and it changing it from 0 to 100%. And when we run it in on-off, as it approaches set point, nothing's going to happen until it gets 1 degree over the set point, and it's going to go full open 100% and on-off. So the valve is still doing in its calibration process. You can see the lights are still flashing. And when it's complete, I believe it may have just completed then, the bottom light's on, tells you the valve's all full closed, and the green light next to it is the third light down is the power on. So I believe it has completed. I'm pressing the D button and scrolling over to R-S and using the arrow to put it back into run. And you have to press the P to commit that. And now it's in run mode. You saw the output light turn on immediately. And so it says analog outs and has relay outs. So yeah, I'm pressing the D display button to get to the output. In a minute, we'll get to the output and you'll be able to see it on a percentage basis. So it's at 90. Output's on. I can see it's made. I'm going to press output 1. It shows it's at 100%. I press the P button to scroll to OP1 to see what the percentage out is. So it's full out. And you can see the top light is on, means the valve is full open. The very top LED, full open. Valve is in full open position. So I'm going to cool off. Should see the PV drop on the top, the orange numbers. And as it cools down below set point, the output just dropped. I think it showed, we saw it at the very end of it, it was 2.6%. And the next time it flashes at 0%. So it closed the valve. And you can see the bottom light's on, means the valve's closed. So that was in PID. And we should see it ramp. We should see the output going over 27.7, 32%, 32.2, 28. And if I warm the TC back up, we'll see that drive closed. So it simulates more heat. It's driving up towards 100%. So the longer I heat it, the more process it's gone through that heats it. It drives it until it's 100%, and the valve will be full open. So there it hit 100%. Valve is full open. I'm going to put it back in stop mode. Press the display button, scroll to it, then stop. The P button's for programming, so I'm going to go in and change it from PID to on-off control. So you have to find the config CNFG is what I'm scrolling through. And what you do is I want to go up arrow. It's to yes. I'm going to keep going up arrow. That was inputs. So it's going to be inputs, setting up outputs and config. That's showing it's direct acting for analog signal. Maybe analog 2 there. That's relay 1. Scrolling through. I think I'm just going to there. Changes from PID to on-off mode. That's what I was looking for in that menu. So press display to end out of it. Now we're back out. There's no output on. If I put it back into run, now the screen is showing an output. So the set point's 90 and we're above 90. So if I cool it below 89, it would turn off the output. And we'll see what happens here. So if I cool it below, the PV went below 89, the output should be 0. It has. And if we heat it above 91, because the set point's 90 and the band is 1 degree, we go above 91, it should go completely right to 100% this time since it's on off. So we're going to look at set point's at 90. We're going to look at the output. If I scroll over to it, or we'll see output, the relay outputs turn on the screen. So even at 90, it won't turn on because there's a 1 degree band. So at 91, it should turn on. So I'm going to get up to 91. It goes on immediately when it's 91. And it should be at 100%. Output is at 100%. Valve showing the valve is full open. The top green LED means it's all the way up in the upper position. Below 89 went right to 0 with on off.